Hello everyone, welcome to Dice Commando. I'm Steve.
And I'm Andrew, and today we're talking about the 6-week Wild West after the new holocron update. All right, guys. Hey, welcome back. So, last time Steve joined us, something I forgot to point out is that he's actually been on the cast through the AT1 episodes. We haven't seen many AT1 episodes lately because a lot of people were interested and kind of never got back to me. Looking at you, Wyatt. But he had done several of those, and also obviously there hasn't been that much changing in the meta in the last couple months. So. There haven't been that many kind of crazy new ideas coming out, but he's already committed to doing a couple AT1 episodes for all the new stuff. So he came with a whole smattering of deck lists. We're going to kind of limit those down today, but the rest of them he's going to pump out on AT1. So definitely look forward to those and check those out as they come. I don't know if you saw the one last week. I'm assuming you did. I listened to a lot of podcasts on the drive up to our Prime. And actually, we should shout out that. So both of us went to the Prime up in Lacey, Washington. Actually, I got back like 14 hours ago. I got back just before midnight. You said you got back a couple hours before.
Pretty late, yeah. That was so fun. Shout out to everyone up there. Every match I had was with good people. Nobody was... It was all fun. Every bit of it was fun, even though I lost.
Yeah.
it was a good
your record
time.
was okay. Didn't you go 5-3?
I went 3-4. But
3-4. Oh, okay, never mind.
I had some great games. I had a good time. So
and it's basically the same deck that you went top 8 in Portland Prime with, right?
Top 4.
Top
Let's
4.
make sure
there
we
you go.
Get that correct. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I switched out a Hans Dice for a Neiman. Neiman's just good. And I think it was the right choice, even though I got crushed. So there you go.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so both Mike and I top 8'd, right? We're actually going to do that episode as well, so we won't really go into the Prime, but had a great time as well. So anyway, so like I was saying, the episode we shot last week was talking just about the new holocron update, and we actually got a lot of I asked for viewer feedback, and we actually got a lot of viewer feedback. So in addition to the decks I presented, I just wanted to call out some of the people who had responded. So the Bassmaster has said, I've been having a lot of fun with Jabba Hondo, I'm assuming previously, and with Covert Missions, he wants to make a new buddy for the new Vader, who has 2 special sides, 24 health, 2 focus, 2 money sides. That actually sounds pretty reasonable. Wow. Dropping Neiman in there, right? Neiman has 2 special sides and lets you flip to special sides. That actually seems like a great call. Especially because Neiman, you can flip into Jabba and make another special on the table. So I think that's a great call. Joe Schmo, I don't know, some guy named Joe Schmo, right? But no, so Joe, already then I've been thinking about some combo of Zeb, Ezra, 2, and Chopper for a Spectre team. I think that sounds pretty good.
Yep.
We also know we have a whole bunch of new Spectre. Well, we don't know we have a whole bunch of new, but we've already seen Hera and Sabine. And I mean, the Spectre thing is, we're at least going to see more Spectres, right? Yeah. So yeah, I think there's a lot of, especially with Zeb being 14 now, I think there's a lot of possibilities you can pair him with guns.
Yeah,
right?
He's finally relevant.
Yeah. And he said also he's been thinking about Zeb Luke 3 combo, just declare all, and I think he's just being funny here with the Ataru Strike ruling, right? Just declare all of their rolls as something else, right? Just mess with your opponent. Yeah. So I appreciate that. And he says, Callus is so interesting, but I don't know who to pair him with, maybe the new Kylo. That's interesting. Adam says, great video as always, and congrats. I was thinking Jabba with, wait for it, Fifth Brother. I think that's a half joke, but it's actually not a horrible idea. Oh, is that on your list?
No, I have one of those on my list actually, which is interesting, but not that one. I thought Fifth Brother with somebody else, and I think I crossed it out and put bad. So I was trying to find where that was. You know what? Someone's going to make that work.
It's an interesting idea.
Yeah,
though,
it is.
Right?
It is.
So. And then Welcome Matt. Welcome Matt's been a great viewer for a long time, so thanks for writing. He says Dooku 3, Grievous 2, so it'd be single die there with the new but built to last. That's interesting.
Good consistency. Built to last is I have several here with built to last because it is finally going to go in some slots that you want to put it in N2. That's a lot of health. That's consistency. That's blue and red. It's pretty good.
Yeah, and it's interesting because do you go for... I mean, the Grievous power action I think is kind of a pipe dream. Like, I don't think that's really going to happen very often. But maybe when you get it off, then, I mean, we're talking tier 2 stuff type anyway,
Yeah.
right? So if you pull it off, that's the win, right?
Yeah.
He also says Ijaba Kira, which I did not think about this one at all. So big shout out there. But that is a ton of money, right? Because let's not forget, like, when you talk about Jabba, you think about his special side.
Yeah.
But the guy has 2 natural money sides. So pairing with Kira is an interesting idea. So I like this one. And then he said, I like Callus Townsend because he was running it a few months before Worlds. That was back when it was 1812. We've been running that since Legacies, right? But he said he was beating 3 whites consistently using Fear and Dead and Sudden Impact. Welcome at, like, clearly you and I are hive-minded because Sudden Impact with Callus is, I love it.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at that too. I think I definitely missed a lot of his ideas in there. So,
in terms of Stifle? Stifle's a good
Stifle
call.
is not in there. Counterintelligence not in there. Sudden Impacts, I think, might be. We'll check.
Well, counter intel with Townsend is counterintuitive.
Yes, because it's 0. Yeah, right? That's the thing. I think
you only have 1 leader. So.
That's right. I went through. I looked at all the 1 costs. I think that was it. Take a look at mine. Obviously, there's some things you want to switch up because you've got some great ideas.
Yeah, that's right. But I like it. So 3 good ideas there. Zachary Ward. Congrats on the news. You've taken your first step in a much larger world. Deck I'm going to try tonight. E-Pelt, Veteran Stormtrooper, Execute Order 6-6. Zachary, you are a dirty
Don't
SOB.
say that to people.
Like, you are a dirty SOB. Getting Execute Order 6-6 off potentially twice a turn. So Veteran Stormtrooper brings the 0 cost removal in Measure for Measure.
Measure for Measures.
However, I think I'm actually going to counter you here, and I think you need to go Battle Droid, because Battle Droid has 1 more damage side, right? Because Battle Droid's 1 + 2 indirect, 2 indirect, right?
Oh, and that's
so it just brings 1 more damage side to the table.
Yeah, and you can, and that gives
and then
you
get
consistency
automated defense too, which isn't as good as Measure for Measure,
Yeah.
but I think it gives you that 1 more damage side. So I think you're definitely onto something, although, like I said, you're a horrible person.
It's just mean.
No, I'm just kidding. So, yeah, it's just mean. And then Darth YouTube, a local. As much as I love Rex, I don't know how relevant the drop is because I think the best pairing was Rex Clone Trooper Chopper, as you could already play that.
Yeah.
I don't really disagree with that.
No.
The Han pairing's pretty good. I mean, the Han's Blaster thing's pretty sexy with Han, obviously, but I think Darth YouTube's right on there.
Yeah,
and then Tickle Jabba. I hadn't heard that until this weekend, and I heard it like 4 times. I guess he looks like Tickle Me Elmo or something because he's like laughing. I don't know. I get it, but I hadn't heard about it until this week. So anyway, so he says Tickle Jabba with single die Papa Palp and LSM, which makes a lot of sense because while you're loading up Papa Palp, you can play Malice and all this other stuff with 2 draw or with ability upgrades that have a bunch of specials.
There are a lot of specials,
and there's 2 threats, right? Yeah. So that's an interesting idea. Plus the money. So yeah, it's an interesting idea. So those are the community shout outs that we got back. So
really
thank you guys
ideas.
for writing back. No, there's a lot of good ideas in there.
So many.
And I mean, the Callus Townsend one, right? You can run that with Profitable Connection.
You can.
Speaking of, so here's
let's-
Steven's deck list, right?
Yeah.
So walk us through this one, man.
Really, it's not too crazy. There's no.
But you're running it with AR.
That's true. I was building this, 3 hours ago, having a great time, having a blast. I started off with profitable connections, and then realized, you know what? I want to throw Armored Reinforcement there. I want to get Count Dooku's Solar Sailor out there immediately. I want Townsend to focus to the money. I want to logistics that. And then I want to start building up. I'm going to get the card draw immediately, and I want to start building up Callus.
So I'm noticing there's no fist in here.
There's no fist.
I get it's not a vehicle.
Yeah.
But
There's obviously, and again, I ran through here, fist probably should be there, but there is no 0 cost removal because of her ability or for her. So,
so how many evens are you playing?
I'm only playing logistics for 0 cost. And that's it.
Because I think you can usually play 4 with her pretty.
It's probably,
right?
again, it's a better version. I think needs fist. I think you need fist in any villain blue situation there. So my idea was is just to load up Callus. You've got, Callus he's a leader. He's a trooper, so riot shields work for him. The TL50 heavy repeater blaster has a power action on it, which you can, if it's on a trooper, you can turn to any side, so you can just keep.
And then power action him to flip to the base side you need, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
So this is just a very consistent damage dealing deck. There's a few, there's the stuff you all know and love. The Witch Magics in there. Best defense with
and you're playing Rift Valley, right? Which is
in Rift Valley.
Great in of its own, if you can move fast enough.
Exactly. There's also No Escape, which is a card that's not been used. It's not great. It's if your opponent has no cards in hand, you can do 2 damage to a character. But I figured if somebody is constantly removing your dice or having you reroll or anything, that's damage out of hand. And there's Intense Fire, there's Focus Fire. Again, there's no what's the card he had in there in his idea.
Oh, are you talking? Well, I was noticing Mobilize was missing, but that's not what he. So he had Fear and Dead Men and Sudden Impact.
Sudden Impact. Yeah, there's no Sudden Impact.
No, I think you're crazy not to play Sudden Impact with Kalis.
No, you need that.
Callus.
Yeah. So this was just a brief or a really fast run through, but you can see there's something here. That's really what it comes down to. Yeah. There's something.
I mean, Callus in of itself has a 50% chance on. Just single die Callus has 50% chance. So you do that. He has a 75% chance of either of rolling into something that can let him power action at least 1 die into the 3-for-1.
Yeah.
So the sudden impact is almost a necessity with Callus, I think.
I feel ridiculous.
Even if you're only using it on 2 characters, you're going to pay 3-for-1. You may as well pay 3-for-4.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think maybe you could even swap out Mobilize for Logistics. I know it's 3. But that gets you 4 resources. I think that's the thing is Mobilize into Fist. I think that's how you get there.
I think you're right. And also there's so many cards I'm even looking at right now that you can get rid of. You don't need Undermine. You don't need.
I like Undermine.
It's good.
And I think it's smart as a one of.
You probably don't need Intense Fire because I think Focus Fire. Which one requires there to be more red cards?
Intense Fire.
Intense Fire. You probably don't want that actually because this is a mix of blue and red.
Right.
So there's room.
And I think the Conscript Squad you can probably find something better than the Conscript.
I think you're right. Absolutely. Get rid of that.
Yeah. Although I do think, although maybe not actually, because I think Talzin's probably going to be the first target.
Yeah.
I think.
Man, I don't know.
Well, I mean, she's only 9 and she has 2 dice and she has the autofocus, so I think she's better than Kayla.
Because Kalis is just going to go on forever with Riot Shields and healing and stuff like that.
So.
Anyway,
all right,
it looks fun.
Let's move on. So next, you're bringing the to give another viewer shout out. So Jay Danger has promised to give us his list. He's like the blue. He's like our community blue hero expert. So he's going to send us this list with what he's got. But why don't you walk us through your version?
This again, a quick one, but it seems like a list someone could just. It seems instinctive. That's what I'm trying to say here. Although I think I'm relying too heavily on. The ability of Luke, which is to send abilities to Kit, which is great. It might work. This is the only deck with Luke in which I think there was a Luke Ayla I was running at one point, and that's good.
So that would have been because at the time that would have been 28 points.
Yes,
right,
and that's not bad. Except Ayla's 10 health. Kit, if you do want to send things to him because he is going to last a little longer, and you want things to be on him so that he can have damage sides. So I don't know. This might work with that. Obviously, there's a lot of. I threw in 1 Soretsu, so I'm really relying heavily on Luke's training to come through and get Soretsus and
because you're not playing binds with Desperate, which makes sense. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, Adapt is there. Probably doesn't need to be, but it's there.
So are they all? So we've got a 2-drop, a 3-drop, a 2-drop. Oh, you do have 2 Force Waves.
Yeah.
You're playing Neiman and Sorasu.
Now that's
interesting.
One of those there's
1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4. Oh well, and then 1's an ability. So Dagger has to be an overwrite for you.
Yeah, and I'm thinking you put.
There's no Jedi lightsaber in here.
There is no Jedi lightsaber. There's probably room for it.
You have to run Jedi lightsaber.
I think with these guys, especially with Adapt.
They're both. You're the one who taught me with your mace deck how valuable that is. You throw it down, get the 2 shields, and then override it.
And then exactly. So I think, especially with Adapt, I think you definitely need Jedi lightsaber. So there's room for definite improvement here. But this is my brief run through. Something's that Luke. So I guess so everyone's like, why did you even build this? I think this actually has. How do you put it? It has legs. It has something to it. It's someone. I was joking with someone the other day. The card with R2 on it, the blue card to discard the top 2 of your deck in mill decks with.
Clever Distraction.
Clever Distraction. Yeah. They said you should probably run that there because this is just going to last so long that it's going to end up being an unintentional mill deck. That was kind of a joke.
Interesting idea.
But it's an interesting idea, yeah.
I don't think it'll work.
It won't. But it's some, you know, it's kind of like, all right, these guys are going to last a long time. I think Luke's the target. Absolutely on this.
No, I disagree. So Amy,
okay.
Amy was playing a fair amount of, I mean, we were playing actually this deck, but with Biddle Rivalry. So we were actually willing to take it just to put these guys together.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just us. Mike Jim had published an episode way back when too of it. So at least we're not, I mean, he's, you know, supposedly like.
So this was an idea.
Not supposedly, like he's very well demonstrated himself as to be like a master. And he was even playing around with it. So I don't think we're crazy people.
Okay.
I played a lot of games versus Amy in this. And if Kit is alive at the end, it becomes this like, you can't punch through, she can't kill you. And
oh, wow. Okay.
I mean, the guy's got 3 damage dice, the 3-for-1. He never, basically, you never pay for the 3-for-1 because you used to block damage.
Yeah, you're right. And his double focus.
Although, to be fair, that was in a guard meta.
That's true. That was.
So that's fair.
It was,
and it was in a guard Shoto ancient meta. So that's a fair point.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think Luke's, what am I looking at? Do or do not is probably only really good with Kit. Because Kit has really good, like, either he's got...
Doesn't do or not cost 1?
No, 0.
Oh, 0. Oh,
so
okay.
You roll it in, and if you hit the focus, all right, well, focus 3 of your other dice. If you hit the damage, you're just punching through. Someone could say that's ridiculous, get it out of there. And that's probably where the Jedi lightsaber goes, right there.
Yeah, or one of these other events. I don't like 2 Beguiles in a money-starved deck. So,
yeah, it doesn't...
and I think you could almost play 1 Steadfast. This isn't a Raylo, right?
That's true, exactly.
Anyway, all right, so moving on. So this is the one you were most excited about, right?
I am.
So talk us through this one.
Okay, so Finn, Zeb. I like Fast Yellow. Padme Cassian was like a really favorite one of mine. Putting Han Solo's blaster on Zeb is just the dream. That's so many sides it can be resolved with. What else here? It's all the common thing. You know, hidden blaster on Zeb. That's amazing. That's so much that you can resolve.
So it's interesting because when I was putting my Zeb Jin together, and I also play hidden blaster, which we haven't really seen much of.
No, it's
since basically 8300 dropped.
It's kind of gone away, yeah. But I think it should be around, or it should be in this kind of iteration. I basically made this as fast as I could. I've got 2 Rex blasters.
Don't talk yourself down. This is not a bad deck.
No. I know what I mean is it's as fast as like it's supposed to work like one of those fast decks. And Weta Palace is up there. You guys might notice.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Why Weta?
So my idea is you're going to claim in this deck. You're hopefully going to claim. It's going to be your battlefield, hopefully, because you got taken ground. Weta is you claim it, you put a resource on it. The power action is take the resources from it. So my idea is you starting from round 2, you've always got your first action is power action and getting that 3rd resource. Mm-hmm. So you're always starting with that. Why not Outer Rim Outpost, right? Is because you can
exactly the question I was going to ask.
Easily you can claim fast, and people, if they have a disrupt, of course they're going to disrupt you. It's just like one of those, to keep yourself at 3 resources at the minimum, but it keeps it from being disrupted. It's not a huge problem.
Yeah, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2. Zeb's is a 3.
Yeah.
0, 1. It's actually not that bad of a cost curve.
It's not.
Because most of your 3s are coming in as overwrites.
Exactly.
So
and I've got...
I should say 3 cost upgrades, right?
Truces, which could go... Like, if you end up with Weta, you probably don't need the truce.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I don't know. Truce, it always seems like an immediate thing you'd throw in there. So, but they could move. You probably don't need logistics.
I don't know.
Either.
I could actually see... Well, that... Yeah. So I think either truce or logistics...
Probably has to go.
Go rendezvous.
Right. To get to Zeb's 3-for-1. I think you're right about that.
No, not 4 price. That's the one that lets him resolve for free.
That's it. That's right. So there's room there, but this is the kind of thing I just like to run. I don't know. I like the surprise damage. And here's the whole thing. Like, Finn is doable now because he's got that modified side that's horrible. But Zeb is going to kind of take care of him with that. Yep. He's got the 3 sides that work with it. And Zim had... Finn has survivability with his special. maybe you don't want to get that, but it's something. It's damage, it's healing. It's
so actually, speaking of Finn's survivability on the special, bring us home with your big deck, right?
Okay.
This is this guy's the master of built to last. So
this has been my dream for a long time, way longer than Mike. And I'm just kidding about that.
Actually, I don't think you are.
So here's Ayla, Finn. Now I'm just a built to last fan. I think that's it. And seeing it work in so many different situations here, you've got you've got Grievance Striker is already redeploy, yes, but little things like that you don't see Grievance Striker often. And I'm sorry,
I play it.
Oh yeah,
I play it in my Commando deck.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. It's better than a Donderbus.
I think so. It's really good. It
has 3 damage sides that aren't pay.
Yes, it was in my
aren't modified or pay.
Cassian Padme deck for that reason. It's so good.
I even played it in my old previous meta. I played it in Boosh Padme.
Yeah,
just because it was 2 cost redeploy that you could override a Moxie with.
I think it's good, and
it's one of the most I believe anyway. I'm interrupting you, but I believe it's one of the most underrated cards in the game.
Yeah,
right
we're in agreement with that. I feel like it's a good card that is underrated, and so here it's showing up. And the only thing here that is kind of weird, I suppose, maybe is the handheld cannons. They're an auto include. They're so good. They limit you, but you want to get them early so you can overwrite them. Mm-hmm. Like use them, then overwrite them, and then things are redeployable. Nothing here is crazy. Like it's exactly what you'd expect. Got honed skills, hopefully.
Yeah, I think the deck's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
All in all, I think it's pretty solid. The handhelds you're just going to use for your overwrites. But the question, we already hit this on this earlier. You have Ayla, she's a Jedi. Why not play, because you were using it for overwrites anyway, why not play Jedi lightsaber?
It should be there.
That's basically your mace build.
I think actually, if I was going to switch,
I think you drop the cannons.
I think you drop the cannons for that.
Yeah.
Exactly, because that's exactly what you do with the mace build, and then you spend 2, drop that Jedi saber, and then you drop a Grievance Striker and get a resource.
Well, not a Grievance, but
or something,
a unique,
something
right?
Cost,
yeah.
Anyway, I think this would be really fun. I don't know. This is the kind of thing that. We can convince Mike to maybe try. I don't know. Quick story about last night, right? So we were playing Destiny until like 10 o'clock last night, right? Gosh.
And I went to the bar to meet up with some of the guys after I finally scrubbed out. And I walk in and like there's Destiny. Like these guys have been playing Destiny for 12 hours. And I walk in and they have beer and Destiny on the table. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys. And Mike's playing this guy, right? So... I don't know if he was playing... I don't know what his battlefield was. I think he was actually playing the battlefield that you spot a plot for with Comm Tower, right?
Oh, Comm Tower, yeah. You know what? Bendu is there because it's something. But I saw it too much yesterday.
There was a lot of Bendu yesterday.
There's a lot of Bendus. And,
even in decks I didn't expect there to be Bendu in.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I think people are... I don't know. I never was like, oh, it's amazing, but all of a sudden people are getting 2 shields from it. That clutch focus, the resource. I'm like, okay.
I think Bendu's danger. Not that so to be clear, we're talking about new meta. We're not in an old meta anymore. But I think Bendu's a dangerous choice with droids because I don't think you're faster than them.
No, yeah.
Like if you're not, but quick. We are in a Rex meta now, so.
Yeah, we might be.
A short Rex meta.
Yeah.
So.
Just for a second.
I like this a lot. The one thing I would also try to include, so I think in this new meta, I think EMP, which used to be a 2 of, is now only a 1 of.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I think you drop in a first aid because I think smart people are going to go for Finn, even though Ayla's the sexy, she's great.
Yeah.
She's fantastic, but she's 10 health, so I think there's an argument to be made for her being the first target, but I think Finn, with his special to move,
you're right,
is the first target. I think
you might even drop out a measure for measure. To be honest, it's a nice 0 cost, but his dice currently with all those other upgrades are worth something now. So
that's interesting. One measure of measure. That's that. Yeah, I'm actually not going to say that either way. The way of the light, I could see going.
Yeah, probably because droids aren't a thing anymore, so they're not really the concern. I think Afra is the concern.
And you know what's funny is in this deck, like as much as we've crapped, I can't even remember the name on the card. upper hand, right? As much as we've pooped on upper hand,
yeah,
that might actually be okay in this deck because you're running a lot of these redeploys that are pretty big sides.
Yeah, and there's specials are out there, especially with Jabba New Vader, which is on my list, by the way. Very good. Like someone found that too. I was like, oh yeah, Neiman's Jabba.
Well, so after my round 4, I played a super cool guy round 4 because it was a Maul pseudo mirror, and I rolled really well. Like it was a bad match for him. Like I got very lucky in that match. And he sat, like, not only did, like, he get his butt kicked and lose in a regional, or prime, sorry, but he sat there and then, like, talked to me for the next 20 minutes. Like, I was super cool guy, Sean, we were talking about, and he was, like, super excited about the Jabba Tarkin deck. So him and I talked shop, like, 10 minutes about Jabba Tarkin.
That's
like,
awesome.
The Jabba Tarkin deck that I have is now straight up because of the conversation we had yesterday.
Wow.
So shout out to you, man. I really appreciated that, and you're actually a really cool guy, so huge shout out. So anything more on this before we go into mine?
Nothing on this. I think it's going to be fun. We'll see.
I think
how
this
it
one
lands.
is sexy.
Yeah, I think it's got real legs. Like the Luke kit has legs. This one absolutely has something to it. So.
The one fear I do have about this deck is I think people are going to go. And this is the trap we kind of ran into when we were doing our Poe-Ray. If we remember, what was that, 3-4 episodes ago, maybe even 5 episodes ago. Right. We were when only one of your characters can special chain. Mm-hmm. I think it's easy to run into the special chain trap, but then you get stuck when that character goes down. Yeah. So I think that maybe one of the pitfalls of this deck is you're like, well, Finn has a special. It's like, well, that doesn't help you get into the OB Saber. I know OB Saber's in the list. I'm just saying, right? But like, it doesn't help you chain into what you need. I do like that you don't have Neiman in here because I think that would have been a mistake.
No,
Neiman's amazing, no argument. But.
Yeah, you need to plan. You need to build around Built to Last, and you can't plan on having Ayla be there at the end.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. So let's move on to, as soon as the click works, I think my computer went to sleep. All right. So that's actually what I wanted to lead into based on what I was talking about yesterday. Goodness. So this is just my first Rev build. Mm-hmm. It's been 14 hours since I had this conversation going into it just with Jabba Tarkin. So we were looking at 11 upgrades. Basically, all I did was I went on the DB and I filtered for anything that was one cost that had a bunch of specials.
Yep.
That's really the logic here. Mastermind, I already knew. Bartering was the one that the filter helped me with. I'd kind of forgotten about bartering. It only has the one special, but it can do other crazy things because we are playing megas because Jabba is a leader.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm actually comfortable playing conscript, right? I know that neither one of them has range sides, but I'm comfortable playing conscript here because it can throw a blank into the pool. It can throw a range into the pool. I'm liking this list a lot. I'm also playing largely zero cost removal if you look at it. One of the things I did drop was probe. I am playing 2 EMPs in here, but that's also because I'm trying to stick to the zero cost because I'm going to be throwing most of my money, I think, into these upgrades. I'm planning on dropping 2 upgrades around just for dice for Tarkin and Jabba, right? What are you going to say?
I'm loving free for all. Free for all looks dangerous.
that was my spice. I dropped. Oh, what did I drop? I forget what I dropped last minute to add free for all, but I think it was the EMP. Or no, it was a doubt. I dropped a doubt last minute to add that because you're going to get stuck with dice out there.
Yeah.
Right? So
this does something with them, and it can be a game-ending move.
Right.
That's very good. I really like that.
And Theeds and obviously include here because it's like one of the few decks it's not on the restricted list these days.
True. Yeah.
And
it's there now.
How many dice are you going to have? A lot. So
the only other option would be Salt Flats. They're both leaders, correct?
Oh, they are both? Oh, that's a fair point.
That's the only thing I could think of. And
actually, that's probably better. Especially with Tarkin's 2 discard side, which
I think just shutting someone down like that and then doing whatever you want to do is probably...
Actually, it's totally Salt Flats because you flip Tarkin to his 2 discard side. What are they going to do? Spend a resource and a card to remove it?
No, yeah.
Please.
It really it changes their entire turn.
No, 100% Salt Flats. Yeah. All right. Edited.
That is a... really good looking.
I like this a lot, and again, Sean, huge shout out. Yeah. A lot of this was based on our conversation yesterday, so thank you. The ID10 was directly his suggestion. I didn't even think about ID10.
Oh man!
And actually, to be honest, running ID10 is the reason I'm not running Probe because it
does that work anyway.
Right. So you've got Mastermind, you've got the Inferno Squad. Like you're going into their hand. I don't think you need Probe. This is a good one.
Every once in a while,
this is good. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying this is like the list, but
but the synergy is really good. Like Tarkin, who does the the indirect anyway, and then Jabba, who does the crazy indirect anyway. Just having them together, it's really neat to see a deck that has it works together really well.
And so we've already been on this more than I wanted to because we're trying to limit ourselves to 3 minutes. But here's the reason I really like this.
Yeah.
I think Mill is going to be real strong in the new meta. The 6-week meta, I think Mill is really favored. I don't think the resistance ring, no answer thing is that impactful. I think people choose either way. They either say, I want to use resistance ring and I want to field medic 8 times.
Yeah.
4 times. Yeah, field medic 4 times. Or I want to no answer maybe twice a game.
And no answer doesn't always go off anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, either way.
Yeah.
I mean, getting rid of 4 cards is no joke.
No, it's huge. It's huge.
Right. Anyway, my point is with Mill, I think, being better, Tarkin destroys Mill because he's like, oh, you put my stuff on a blank with your force jump? That's cute.
He's like, 5-pack
Yeah.
with discard.
So
wow.
I like this. So anyway, moving on. Next one I have is Zeb Mace. So Amy was running, or I built this for Amy. We went and we ran this at the bar. It was awesome. Just to clarify with the recent news we shared, I was only drinking. But so this one's great because, I mean, Zeb, we all know Zeb's versatile. Like, there's no joke there, right? Just playing him with Mace, like Mace can go pull what you need. You're a yellow Mace guy.
I do love yellow Mace. I haven't seen this list yet. This was I think I was playing some guy even yesterday that was saying he was working on this too, and I think that's the first time I even thought about it. I was like, why, being a Mace fan, have I not thought about that yet? And
because you can't play him with built to last.
That's exactly. Yeah. You need that. But this is great. Like, ignore his ability for range. Like, it's very good in a Zeb Finn idea, but he's just got strong melee. And when you can pull Jedi lightsabers or whatever you want to throw on him, treasured lightsabers, that's perfect here. I'm just
looking not on Mace. You mean not?
Yeah,
is that right? Yeah.
I'm just thinking. Oh my! You have his 2 focus. You've still got your instigates,
2,
and you still got your impulses.
I guess there's only 3. No, exactly.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, there's only 3 redeploys in here, so that's not super. Because with this, you'd probably want 4.
Yeah.
But it's the main reason I loved it was impulsive.
Yeah, exactly. Impulsives and instigates in here are just beautiful.
I can't tell you how many games I've seen Steve win because of his.
The built to last moving over to the Satine.
No, the impulsives.
Oh, the impulsives. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Impulsive instigate into move. 12 damage.
Yeah, it's one of the best things about the deck, and this makes good use of it too. I'm loving it. That's definitely gonna be, because here's another thing too. The Mace Satine is fun, but this is high health. Mace is gonna be shielded forever.
Well, it's not high health, but it's high.
It's high. I should say.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
and that's really the only reason I put in the Aquatas is because I'm tired of Afra, and then it's worth a shield as it is, right?
Absolutely.
Although maybe actually instead you run Bounty Mask instead.
You can there, and you pull it, getting this. Yeah, you probably in this particular.
I can see an argument for either. I don't know that either is the right. I don't think there's a right and wrong answer. Like, I think you could run either.
Yeah, this just looks like old-fashioned Destiny.
Well, that is my pitfall.
Yeah,
that is my pitfall as a player.
You always go back to that. Yeah, just load someone up, big upgrades. They're strong, and you.
Right. And I do want to point out one thing. So I actually built this for Amy, and she does not like Flee the Scene. So I would actually, if I was building this for me, I'd actually go 1 EMP and 2 Flee the Scenes.
Okay.
The other way around.
Yeah.
Especially because I don't think that there's going to be as many droids in this next 6 weeks. Especially because I think most people are going to be pulling their punches in the next 6 weeks because there's not as much to win and people want to try the new stuff.
Yeah.
So I think you go 1 EMP and 2 Flee the Scenes in that case because I think this one's going to be relatively fast. So.
Disciplined Mind goes in there. This is my first.
Yeah, I don't care if Mace goes down. It's a good value.
Exactly. It's you remove any die. Well, I'm sorry, any non-Jedi die. It's perfect.
I mean, it can only be used on him, but it's fine. All right, moving on.
Yes.
So you and I actually both brought this one, and I'll just be honest. I said no. I don't even want to look at your list because I already made the slide. Yeah. That's really what it boiled down to.
I didn't actually.
So let's compare our lists. I went Admiral.
I think it's smart. You've got 2 leaders. They're both leaders. They're both troopers. And you got military camp in there. That's perfect. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm not as scared about droids with military camp. And quite frankly, I don't even think droids are faster than this. So I don't care.
I don't see tack mastery in here. I think
that's a fair point.
I think
I had to make room for You're in Command.
Yeah,
is a problem.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you're doing the Admiral package, it's actually 4 cards you are doing for that. It looks beautiful though.
I could actually see dropping the E11s. I'm not impressed with the E11 these days, only because like E11 used to be an auto include just because of what it did, but A300 is better now. So
yeah, you've got 3. Yeah, actually you have 4. No, I can't count. You have 5 redeploys. You actually could take away the A300s.
A300. Oh, I do. Yeah, because I'm running Grievance again because I love Grievance.
Because it's good. Yeah.
And the main thing with the Grievance Striker is especially important on a reset because a lot of times you're resetting with no money.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or you're more limited on the dice you have in the pool, right? So Grievance Striker, like I was running that in my Boba Asajj because of the Boba reset. You roll that one back in, you get 50% of non-requiring damage.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
So I am running Pulverize in here.
Sudden Impact, beautiful.
Well, yeah, I mean, Focus Fire, Sudden Impact, Pulverize.
It has to be there.
It's very aggro. It's not very aggro. It's uber aggro.
It is. This looks like it has serious survivability.
Yeah, the handhelds actually may come out, but they kind of, I think, are fodder for the Admiral. So that's what I want. What was your approach? I mean, no tack masks.
So. Actually, I didn't build this particular thing.
Oh, okay.
I did list it, though, and I did think about it, if that makes sense. And I didn't throw Admiral.
Oh, you were Callus Talzin.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But this is my idea of like, down the road, this is an absolute build, and I can't imagine I'm too different here. I don't think I immediately thought of Admiral, but I don't know why. They're both leaders. It's perfect.
Because the thing with you in Command now, right? You can chuck Admiral for a reroll and then pull it back.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So, you played plenty of Padme Mace Admiral, so I know that you know that.
It's a great move. It's so good.
All right, next is Jin Zeb. This is the anti-version to the Mace Zeb. This is actually what I'm putting together for Monday Night Dice, which is tomorrow as of the day we're shooting this, 4 days ago as of the day we're posting this. There's really not a lot to this deck. Like, there's some guns in here. There's only 4 redeploys. There's 2 A300s and 2 Gen Blasters, one of which is unique. And I actually noticed in here I'm actually not playing Hidden. I must have cut it for some reason. I think that if you're comparing Jin Cass, Rogue One, my favorite movie. Yeah. I love Jin Cassian. I've loved that deck for a long time. But I think if you compare the aggro version of this, I think Zeb's better. Like I don't see how he's not.
I think you're right. I played around with just no mill Jin Cassian for a while, and with all the things that you would throw in there with
basically the same list minus a couple things.
Exactly,
right?
And it. Obviously, it's a good deck, but the strength in that is being able to decide what to do, before and in the middle of that. Here, that looks amazing. The only thing I even can think about here is there some way to get Han's Blaster in there?
That's completely fair.
And
I could see dropping I don't know. I think Rex's is important, but I could see dropping on these other things. I think so. Actually, the one that I have been less and less and less impressed with over time is Suppressive Fire.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. It's just it's one of those things that you only especially in a deck that wants the battlefield.
Yeah. Right.
If I'm playing Rex's, I'm going on the assumption that I want to go fast.
Yeah.
And then I'm going fast, so then I'm going to drop something using an action that I'm going to play later.
Yeah.
That's my problem with Suppressive Fire.
It's still an action to put down.
And that's my problem with... So Suppressive... don't get me wrong. Suppressive Fire is amazing.
Yeah. In the right place.
In a mill deck.
Yeah.
That's part of the problem is all this great stuff that heroes get ends up being in a mill deck, and then it doesn't help heroes because anything you give heroes that makes them better just helps the mill deck.
Yeah.
Right? Anyway, rant over, but...
I could see that's where you'd probably make some move or make some room for something else.
We could actually drop a Riot Shield. I mean, this deck has 24 health.
Is she a trooper?
She's not.
Okay, yeah.
She's not. Okay. Cassian should have been. If you want to put that on the list of things that Destiny could have done to completely change the face of Destiny, would have been Cassian being a trooper.
That would have put that whole deck in a different spot for real.
But maybe we'll just create the keyword operative and call it a day, right?
Yeah. We can invent that. I'm trying to think of anything else I would do here. It looks fun, and I think you're going to do some real...
Yeah, so this is what I'm going to put together for Monday Night Dice. We'll see how it goes. Scrap Heap, I think, is necessary.
Zeb's rifle? What's it? I don't know. I don't.
If I'm going to put in a 3-drop yellow, I'm definitely going with Hans instead of Zevs.
Yep.
Except the fact that I don't own a Hans. But that can be easily rectified.
Yeah, people have them.
Yeah, and actually my boy hooked me up with the Thrawn I needed for the next meta, so thank you, sir.
I think it's great. I think there's...
and then one comment, the first aid, I put him in first aid because I'm pretty sure Jin's the first target. Because I mean, having Jin eviscerate the card that you want...
Yeah, her
is generally the first.
Because even if you're not milling, she is just
we're not milling. Here.
Yeah, exactly. Like she is still annoying to play because all of a sudden they know exactly what's coming up, and they've got rid of the card you're hoping to grab. Anyway, yes,
yeah. I think anyway. So the first, and if not, then you just reroll. It's fine. So
it's great.
Beautiful. Anyway, so it is what it is,
and takes care of her modified side. I like that.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's the 6-week meta. I'm calling it, and I'm hoping. That's not being optimistic.
Yeah. Let's not make this.
I have a sneaking suspicion. So I do want to give a shout out to the LVO, the Las Vegas Open. That's happening at the end of January. That sounds like I'm actually thinking about going. I'm not committed to going. I think that I'm thinking about going. I think it sounds like a great time, not just to go play, but also just to see the community because I missed out on Worlds. That said, I have a sneaking suspicion that the set's going to drop. I have no inside information, but I have a sneaking suspicion the set's going to drop that weekend. So I also feel like I need to be back here, especially because a lot of the community leaders in this area are going to be at the LVO. I kind of feel like somebody needs to organize the opening weekend draft events.
We can all do a draft.
So that may be, and luckily on the West Coast, that's one advantage we have over East Coasters from a tournament standpoint, right? On the West Coast, I can probably get like an $89 ticket to Las Vegas, right, last minute. So I'm hoping that's the case. So
what a fun day that'll be.
And it's Vegas. Like I'm pretty sure there's a hotel room somewhere. Like it'll be okay.
You'll sleep fine.
Yeah.
I have a few things I wanted to.
Okay, sure. Yeah, close us out and then we'll get out of here.
Close you guys out with the looking ahead segment for some of these changes and the spoilers that came with cover mission so far.
Oh, so you're looking.
I'm looking
past. You're looking February.
Yeah, I'm looking like okay, cover missions has dropped, but with these changes, what are you going to do with them?
We are assuming that there's not going to. We're assuming they're not going to be backed off.
Oh yeah,
that is a concern. Like we know they're going to change the art because we didn't see the what's the moving rocks. We didn't see that one yet.
Yeah,
which means that they're planning on it.
They have to.
No, they absolutely have to. Well, not only they've promised they
will.
Yeah,
exactly. They've said they're
so. That means there will be an RRG update after the next set. So that doesn't mean that there won't be a holocron update to
revise this.
For all we know, we could be on a temporary truce.
Yeah,
right?
that's true. Which is actually a really good term for it if that happens. If nothing happens, these are some thoughts I had regarding something like Bib. We didn't get to talk about. No one threw anything crazy.
That's because Bib Thrawn, it's Bib Thrawn. Is there anything else?
Yeah. The one place I think he might belong is with Elite Bane that's coming out.
Oh. Bane's 22, right?
He's 22. So just because he's got a Studley dice and
what's Bib now? 811?
Bib's special is, he's 811. So
you run one Bib.
Yeah. So he'll run, you hit the special, you get his Bane's dice out one more time. That's where I see him belonging. I think that's what you do with him. I think maybe Elite Finn, Elite Luke 4 with Destroy the Death Star might be something if they have something to make Finn a pilot. I'm expecting. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like maybe because
that's you're reaching on.
I was thinking like okay, well, they have all these piloting things. Maybe there's like a.
It is possible we get a new Finn in the next set though. Right?
Oh, that's true.
Because I mean, let's all hope and assume and pray that there's a reason they're holding off the next set because of spoilers. Like maybe Finn is. I mean, we already know Finn can pilot. Like that was this whole thing of Finn he could bring in Ty. So pilot, maybe he's a pilot. I don't know.
Oh, and by the way,
no, that's not true. Actually, I think I'm betraying my lore.
He was just a trooper.
He was just a gunner.
Yeah, right? He was. I'm sorry, he was not. Yeah, that's right. Okay, well,
we're gonna back that up.
Ignoring that, but I think there might be a card that make people pilot like Jedi. Ayla's card. I'm sorry, Ahsoka's card. Yeah. There may be something like that. Oh,
knighthood is what you're talking about.
Knighthood, exactly. Yeah. Oh, and one thing, the heist plot that we saw.
Coaxium heist, spoiled by our friends at Golden Dice.
Yes, which you look at that. We were looking at that. There's a lot of thoughts going around, and I was, what do you do? Who do you put this plot with? I think Grievous, or Big Grievous, Watto, get that plot. I think you punch out that what's it called? The Sentinel,
guard.
The price, or I'm sorry, not the price. The
Pike Sentinel.
Sentinel.
Thank you. Yes.
You punch that out. Watto gives you money initially for some weapons. You punch him out. All of a sudden, you're just rolling in all kinds of dough, and you're throwing in furious assaults and everything. I think that's where it belongs. Maybe. I don't know yet.
No, I think Coaxium Heist belongs in Vader. The reason is that he deals AoE damage, and if they Guardian it, it's the same as removing it, so it rolls back in.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right about that.
Because you're dealing AoE damage, you don't care if the Pike Sentinel
You're
Guardians
right
you.
about that. And then, of course, the E-Job at Evader 4, someone else got that, and that is going to be fun. Elite Rex, Elite Poe 3, maybe? Here, I don't know what to do.
E-Rex, E-Poe. Oh, Poe 3.
The new Poe.
Who's 8? Oh, 17.
Who's 17.
Oh, maybe that's why they did Rex at 13.
I don't know.
Oh.
It doesn't seem good to me.
It's still mono red.
No, it's mono red with the squishy characters. I don't know. These are just like thoughts. I was like, this is
if
where
you're going mono red, I think you got to go Wookiees. Like the Wookiees aren't even good, but like they can.
But there's something.
Somebody needs to figure out a Wookiee mill deck because those guys can last for 19 years.
Yeah, they're building next set.
If the Wookiees had a discard side, I would never have gone on record saying the Wookiees were bad. But they do not. It's a disrupt side.
They really should have that. My last thought, because I don't know what to do with it, is Elite Kit, Elite Anakin neutral.
Yeah, little Anakin. Oh, neutral Anakin.
With Jedi Trials, because I don't know what to do with Jedi Trials. Yeah, that's my
all right, jank it up.
Yeah, jank it up. So have fun with these ideas. Yeah, these are just things to.
What are you running tomorrow night? Can we get a spoiler? Or are you coming tomorrow night?
You know what? I might not come tomorrow night. We got a lot going on. But if I come tomorrow night and we're looking at this, it's got to be FinZeb.
FinZeb.
Yeah, it's to me that whole.
Not Finayla, huh?
No, only because Mike really claimed that he's
well, he posted on the board for saying dibs.
He said dibs. He's got to have it. I think just because I'm used, I guess, to running those crazy fast, punchy decks, and I think I want to try that more than like before anything else. So we'll do that.
All right, awesome. All right, yeah. So honestly, we're kind of just in recovery mode, like we're hangover mode, right? We're prime hangover mode. Not only to get in late, but we are. We're going uber casual, checking out the new stuff.
This is fun. This is a good.
We're hoping. So technically, there is a 5-die droid deck under this new meta, right? It's E Chopper, E 3PO, single R2, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could go single Chopper, but I don't know why you would do that.
No.
Anyway, so we'll see. I'm hoping none of that shows up. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So I don't know. It's an exciting couple of 6 weeks.
Yeah, we get to play around with a lot of new stuff and. I want to encourage people, send Andrew your tier 2 decks, your AT1 decks. We've
almost tier 1.
We've got
not tier 2.
Exactly.
Almost
You're
tier 1.
Close there. Yeah. We've got so much to play with now. Send us your ideas. It's good. I need some ideas. Thank you.
Fair enough. All right. Well, hey, nothing else. Again, we appreciate you guys watching. As always, appreciate the feedback. Love the comments. Yeah. And please like and subscribe. Help us continue to build that community. We are so close to having a new set.
Yes.
So close to having a new set and getting that influx of people again. And, the only way we can do that is if we're trying to help build these communities. If your community has dropped off, we need to really revive that.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that there are a lot of people out there. Like, there's a lot of excitement around Destiny, but there's also a lot of people out there suffering right now. So we need to make sure that we're giving everybody the support, doing everything we can to build, because we're about to get a huge shot in the arm.
Yep, it's coming.
And, I don't know. That's pretty much my spiel. So thank you again for joining us. We'll have you back again, absolutely. And I'm looking for more AT1s. And if nothing else, go Commando.
Go Commando. All right. Thanks, man.